Hey guys, it's Queendija, and in today's video, I will be reacting to episodes 12 and 13 of Star Detective Precure. So let's go ahead and get started with episode 12 in 3. Hold on. In 3, 2, 1, go. Do you think you need to push out instead of in? There we go. Well, I mean, girls, it's not the first time. Obviously, y'all don't know, but yeah, this ain't the first time the Precure has been a bad guy, but it ain't the last. What? We're on 12. 1, 2, 3, 4 more. Okay. Okay. Yes, asking a dog. Need to put in there. Likes ice cream. Are you the bothersome request? Why a CD shop? Trying to get a record? Mm. Probably just pulling it off. Ain't that funny? You know he looks like? Oh my god. He fucking looks like Harry. Aww. Me with my anime man. Now, what if secretly he's also looking for his significant other? Like, oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Until you were finally ready to say something. So it worked. It just didn't work in the way that you wanted it to. Mm-hmm. What clerk lady? Huh? Oh, good. Right. You're overthinking just a teeny tiny little bit. Hmm? Huh? Yeah. Right. It still has value. Seriously. Mm. She's right. Huh? Seriously, you're gonna go out? I mean, but honestly, deadass, like, he's not supposed to be coming out until, like, the second half of the show. So to see episode... Huh? Wait. Time out. To see him be like, no, oh my god, he's being Thanos. And he is like, fine. I'll do it myself. Oh my god. He's that freaking serious, bruh. Oh. Okay, but the fact is that, you know, the freaking agency was hers. Hers! Oh my... I need a minute. I need a moment before we go into episode 13, because, oh my god. Honey, so then why... What made you go from being a detective to being the bad guy? We're gonna get that answer soon. I mean, truly. But honey. Honey! Oh my god. Oh. Oh, this is about to be a dark episode again. And they need each other too. Okay. Hopefully in this next episode we get all the questions that I'm wondering answered, because with Best Girl literally over here saying, yeah, that place used to be mine, this is how you open up the window, to say all these other things, and it's like, these are the times where it's like, okay, you know how, like, with some shows, you start to agree with the villain and the bad guys and stuff on how they say certain things. So it's like, there's a point in modern day society where how certain things go, and you're like, damn, I agree. I agree with the villain. That's kind of how, like, oh, I hate to out myself with this. Okay. Um, One anime that I love to sit and rewatch, I kind of rewatch it every year, um, is an anime that I also got my mother into. And I I didn't rewatch it last year, so I'm probably gonna rewatch it again this year. Long story short is Death Note. Death Note is one of those series that is very, every year when I watch it, or every time when I rewatch it, like, I always um think about how we are as a society, how the world is with everything that happened. To go back to, I think this was like, what, early 2006 when Death Note was airing first in America and Japan. I think, yeah, I think I was I think so. It wasn't my first mature dark of type of anime, but it was one of the first animes besides like Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo that really made me think and really made me look at how the world is perceived, um and such, and how corrupt we are as a system and such. I will highly suggest for anybody to watch it, especially if you're like, we all do the same routine day in and day out. We're waking up, we're going to work, we're going to home, we're going home, we're spending time with our families, ourselves, kids, whatever, pets, and we're doing it on a constant daily routine. And to have something new come in that's not a routine as thing, but to be judging someone off of stuff. I'm not going to spoil things that happen in the series, obviously. um it makes you look at life very different, a lot. It makes you question a lot of things about, okay, is the bad guy really the right person in this way, or is the good person right in this way, and such. And even when you sometimes sympathize with the bad person and be like, oh yeah, I think this is a right thing and right way to go, but the way that they're doing it is not always the greatest thing. and such. It's one of those, I will always say, Death Note is one of those series that is a great conversation starter with anyone who has never really seen an anime or who has seen an anime, but they've never actually watched Death Note, because the conversations that I had with my mom in explaining it and how it goes into our society, even with the crap that happened in the manga for the one shot that we're never going to talk about and such, it's a very interesting complex and stuff. And it's like, it's the power, it's corruption, it's so many other things. So once again, highly suggested if you haven't seen Death Note. It's the same thing with Madoka Magica. Like, yes, even though my mom didn't really like that anime, but yes. But no, I'm agreeing with with Shadow on this one. Like, yes, the girl is telling the truth, and she's honestly very honest in the things that she does and how she wants to do it. But the girl has life lessons and values, and she's telling you, so definitely listen to the girl. Yes, please and thank you. Go ahead and pause the video, and I'll see you guys in 1 second for episode 13. Alrighty, episode 13 in 3. Hold on. In 3, 2, 1, go. I'm hungry. And I'm cold too. I have a bad feeling about this. Lily. Uh-oh. You're still the kid's robot toy? Oh my god. How dare you? All I know, I'll say this, like, I think from the last week to a couple of days, for my best girl, there's been a lot of fan arts of her in like a white dress. And I'm like, okay, did something happen? So I want to know the context on that. So that had to definitely happen in episode 15, obviously. So we'll see. Or maybe it's something that happened in last night's episode. Seriously? Is that a tag? Honestly, very interesting way to start the episode, though. I mean, yes, truly. Because he's gonna come in right after this, and then we're just gonna be like, okay, how is this gonna go? Obviously, Rocket Punch. Yeah, unfortunately, Big Boss is coming. Huh. The fact that Lumicon was literally like, "Hey, big man coming. We tried to avoid it." Like, oh my god. When your managers come in, you're like, they decide to come in at like a random day. You're like, oh my god. That are like when your higher ups decide to come in just to do like an inspection, wanting to see how the store's going. He's getting closer. Oh, he's really large. Maybe he's not referring to Answer and Mystique. Maybe he's referring to the last cure that we're waiting for. Maybe. Right. Okay, but once again, I think it's maybe because of the fact is that both Mystique and Answer are not with Cure Arcane Shadow, plus the final cure of this series. That's why he's not getting his answer. That's the only thing that it has to be. No. Look at the penguins! Honestly, with the premise of this and the story of it, this is really interesting with it. I think the last time that I really felt like hooked on the story for it probably was before you and Idol. Oh. Grab the jewel! You'll see. All I'm going to say is this right now. I'm going to wait and talk more about this at the end of the episode. If you know what I'm about to compare Pochchan to, or who I'm about to compare Pochchan to, you probably know what I'm probably going to say at the end of this episode. So think about a certain season of Pretty Cure. The title is in the key and hint is in the title of this show, obviously. Take one of them words, well, two of them words, and then go from there. And it's also funny that we're almost to July, too. Y'all gonna wait in July IRL? Didn't do it for you. Girl, I was what? I was 7 years old. Or 6 going on 7 or 7 going on 8. 6 going on 7, probably. Yeah, of course. Baby doesn't know, but she's like, yeah, yeah. But, oh my god, this is so cute. Okay. This episode, and the way, because I gotta look it up real quick, but because I gotta make sure I'm saying the name right, because it's been a hot minute since I had watched the show of that season. It's been a couple of years. Yes, but it's, yeah, I think. I just want the regular freaking wiki page. Thank you. Okay, so obviously the way Pochtan is being migrated into the story is almost a one-to-one the last like couple of episodes of Star Twinkle, with essentially, and they're not going to show her in here, and the name, was it Uni? I'm looking because I'm on here. I'm on the freaking, oh my god. Okay, hold on. Not Uni. Fua. There we go. And how Fua, like, because for the longest time, Fua was just there. Fua was fooing. Up until Best Girl Uni came in, and Uni's story became like the main esque of it. Up until those last 5 episodes. Bye, that's so cute. That's so freaking cute. Fua became semi-important up until like the last 5 episodes, or like I would say the last few episodes of Star Twinkle, where they were like, okay, no, Fua is really important to this plot and such. And we can all remember, I can remember the day that last episode aired and getting into it, and they were like, yeah, this is gonna happen, and they all like, remember, it was about saving the galaxy, saving all of humanity. And then it went from saving that to saving Fua, because Fua essentially migrated into the plot. This episode kind of reminds me of that a little teeny tiny bit with Pochtan. But I feel like what they're probably going to do with Pochtan, they're going to take everything about the Fua as moments, and they're doing this early, and not like, really, let's go into the last 5 episodes of the season and let's make Fua like hella important. Nothing's wrong with that, but like there were a lot of issues in adding Fua into the main plot, especially 5 episodes into the finale of a show. So that was the one thing that like I really heavily emphasized, where I was like, if we ever get something in the future like this again, it needs to be established early on to really advocate a character, and really to give the character a lot, and I mean a lot of backstory. And such. That's like kind of the same thing with like, is it Hakutan? Was it Hakutan? I gotta look. I gotta freaking look. Oh my god. Give me 1 second. So let's see. Hiro, Garu, Sky. Was it Hakutan? It probably was. No, not Hakutan. Wrong person. It was freaking L. L was one of those characters in freaking Hirogata Sky whose character was like that. But they really emphasized her a lot more, in my opinion. That's where I was like, okay, this is where we needed to go instead of that. Hagutan, I really don't remember because it's like, I'm blanking on that. Oh, God. Time for a rewatch, but yeah, no, obviously no. But no, putting Pochtan, especially on an episode, this is now what, 13? I believe. 13 going on 14, probably. Hold on. Yeah, 13 going on 14. 13 episodes in. I mean, Pochtan's been important since about episode 2-esque early on. Maybe even episode 1, especially when Pochtan got introduced. We knew something was going to happen around her, especially with the fact is that her powers, she could barely speak. And her powers were coming little by little. So we already know she's pivoting into the plot and stuff. Now that we know that she's she's kind of the reason of everything happening and saving the crystals and stuff. That's smart. That's interesting. That's how you place someone or a mascot into the main portion of the plot for the series. That's going to make her a hell of a lot better than any other mascot from previous seasons. Even the ones where they said, yes, we're going to do this. We're going to avoid this. We got to migrate this character into the plot. Because, like, we could go into freaking what I like to call is the season of Precure that was affected mainly by the freaking pandemic and such, and how we will never get to see those last few episodes because those are really stuck in the vault of Toei and those are never probably coming out. Freaking, oh my god, I'm blanking. Oh my god, I hate that. Healing Good? I'm gonna, it is Healing Good, but I want to make sure. I love how I'm just looking these all up. Yes, Healing Good. And with the fact that, like, my second best girl, she really had a moment where she was like, oh, hey, Little Sparkle had her little episode of her being a leader, and we were going to continue that, but we never really got that continuation and that really good confirmation ending of a season. So, one day they're going to release those episodes and I'll be a happy person. But right now, oof, that's a big old no. But no, majority of the story, this thing is, yes, I love the fact that they're migrating Pochtan really into the plot of this. It's going to make this even a hell of a lot better. 2, love the fact that our bad guy shows up in this episode, really, because I can't remember an episode where our main big bad shows up before the final cure. It's normally the final cure shows up, then maybe kind of same episode, or the next episode, the big bad shows up, but only as, okay, I'm only showing up once, and then you're not going to see me again until we get into the final episodes. To the fact that he came in this episode, it's different, and it hits different, and it's like, okay, they're really going over here, like, the writers are writing, and they're really going into the fact is we're trying to make this different from every other season of Precure, where it's just typical, like, here's point A, point B, point C. They're going in, here's point A, B, C, D, E, F. They're like, we're doing this really different. And it's just like, once again, it's a breath of fresh air, because when you go, once again, into that routine portion of it, and you start adding new ideas, and it's like, okay, yes, this is what I want, but I want to emphasize it in a different way. They're taking something that they've always been known for, bread and butter-esque, but they're making it different. And something about that is really good. This is going to be one of those episodes that when we get to next year, and when this show ends, this is going to be one of those episodes I probably will definitely talk about again. Probably won't remember, but definitely, and I'm actually not want to put in my notes and be like, when you watch the final episode or do the review overall, heavily talk about this episode. It's very similar to how I was with Tropical Rouge Precure, and the one, there were 2 episodes. It was 2 of my favorite episodes. The gag episode, and then the one episode where they heavily, like, the budget of the episode was like, oh, they were like, bet. That's what that is for this, where it's like, especially having the main villain come in, hella earlier than a villain normally is supposed to come in. Don't know how that's going to entail for the rest of this, especially going into 14, 15, and 16 as of right now for me. But to establish having our main villain coming in a hell of a lot earlier, like I said, that's different. And I really hope that it ends in a really interesting premise for this. My hopes are really high, and I hate that, because the last time my hopes were high was the previous season ago, and we all know how that went. But no, damn good episode. Truly. Very, very good episode. Very established. Good start. Good ending. Even with the Book of Mirages, hopefully we get more emphasis on that, because it's a book that's reading the future. So I need more creative juices. Let's go. Like, seriously. Infinity Nikki this ish up, please. Truly, because that's what it's feeling like. It feels like this episode really feels like the last update of Infinity Nikki in a nutshell, almost, in the way how it was perceived. If you have not played Infinity Nikki, go play Infinity Nikki, please. It's such a really good game. One of the best games that I've played in the last year or so. But other than that, guys, that is my reaction view towards episodes 12 and 13 of Star Sprinkle Precure. If you guys enjoyed it, please give me a like. Really helps me out. Also, subscribe to my channel. I make videos every single day. Join the Master Squad. And of course, I will see you guys officially in a view for episodes 14 and 15. But until then, I will see you guys all next time. Bye!